What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great night so far. Happy Sunday. Especially if you're a Bengals fan. All the Bengals fans out there, who day. And no, Lone Wolf, you need to calm down. Calm down, my friend. I'm not late. And no, I'm not playing the wrong video. What? I don't even know what you're even talking about. You're lucky I like you. All right. I've got a giant collection of random clips for you guys tonight. It is the weekend, so yeah, I just pick random clips to play because the cores on the weekends kind of suck. They really do. But I put together a good couple clips. The first clip is in the thumbnail. It is the conclusion of a landlord-tenant case in Judge Simpson's court that I've been following. This is the tenant that the landlord broke into her apartment. Now, a lot has happened, but in essence, the landlord broke into her apartment and there's criminal actions against the landlord. This has been going on for probably about 2 months now, but this is the conclusion of it, so we're going to start with that. But I have a lot more than just that. I just want to clear this case off my calendar so we can move on. But before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Okay, that's how we'll do it. Ashley Branham, representative of Ricky and Travis Branham State versus Melanie Brazen Sanders.
Good morning, Your Honor. William Gross here on behalf of plaintiff Ashley Branham.
Okay. Your name? All right, where are we on this?
Your Honor, the parties had a previous final settlement conference about 6 weeks ago. At that time, we had tentatively agreed on terms of a consent for the tenant to vacate by the end of September. The court adjourned rather than accepting that offer to a hearing in late September, but that was also adjourned for a jury trial. So it's been adjourned about 6 weeks to today. We're still ready and willing to reach an agreement with Ms. Sanders about when we'd be able to take possession, and that's all we're seeking at this time.
Okay, your position.
I am requesting a advancement to finish removing my possessions from the property. I'm also asking an advancement due to the criminal of the unlawful entry of the home, the damages that were done while the home was left unattended. I am doing all of that paperwork myself, even though I did call legal aid here. Their resources were stretched thin, they told me. So I am becoming my own lawyer to uphold what damages, what losses, and what other very big criminal no-nos happen on the property.
When you say you're asking for an advancement,
Yes.
what do you mean?
So I have saved up just enough money to get a U-Haul to load the remainder of my belongings up to put into storage. However, with the amount of hours that I work, it's very hard to get those, get just one day to load everything, and move it and then unload it to the storage unit. So I'm really only asking for about 2 weeks to get the remainder of the house cleared out and the paperwork started for the countersuit of all of the other issues that have been happening in this case.
You need 2 weeks to move out. But I think you had said you were moving out at the end of September.
I was, yes. The home that I was moving into failed through. So I went back to putting my son at the babysitter's house and residing in my car because there is not a there's not a big enough space. So between the house, the property that is in the issue in Manchester and the car, that is where I've been residing because the house fell through. We did have an agreement for me to be moved out on the 30th. And even still, the day before court, the last court date before it was adjourned, I got a call from their lawyer trying to basically get me to hand over the keys and just let everything be, which I cannot because there's still my son's property and my property in that house. And like I said, I had to just get another storage unit so I could put the other belongings into it.
Okay. But ma'am, if you're gonna move out, so you're gonna move out by the 29th?
I believe it was the 30th, was the
30th of,
September, was when they wanted the keys turned over to them after.
I know. But what you're telling me now is that you're looking at the 29th of October.
Yes. I was supposed to have things moved out directly from that house to the new house. Midway through the finalization of the process, they backed out.
Backed out.
The owners of the property I was going to rent from in Lansing.
Okay. So, and then you're talking about a counterclaim, but I don't have a counterclaim in this. I don't have any paper. I have nothing.
That is true. I have to focus on, well, I'm not focusing on working on getting the paperwork to fill it out for the count of the belongings that have gone missing since the plaintiff.
Hey, welcome to one of my streams. Editing mistakes, stuff happens. While I'm paused though, is Michelle here? Is Michelle here? I need to talk to Michelle. I need to invoke my inner Viking spirit tonight in order to be KCC in fantasy football. So I need Michelle. I need her. Someone summon Michelle.
Counterclaim, but I don't have a counterclaim in this. I don't have any paper. I have nothing.
That is true. I have to focus on, well, I'm not focusing on working on getting the paperwork to fill it out for the count of the belongings that have gone missing since the plaintiffs entered the home without permission and then left the home open to the public for it to be ransacked.
And you raised that issue August 30th. And I have nothing in the file to indicate or substantiate any.
I have been, last time we talked to you, we referred me to the legal aid.
I did.
I called to them. I scheduled out all the appointments. I waited for phone calls. Phone calls that I got back were them telling me that they did not have enough resources to assist in a lawyer to help me. So I am going through all of this on my own, doing my own research on and trying to fill out the proper paperwork to have it turned in. I did not know quite the extent before the last court date how much doing lawyer work is, and finding the proper paperwork for it is very, very difficult for the normal civilian.
I don't know that I'm going to grant any more time.
Okay.
I mean, at some point, your claims had to come forth. You've let me know by the end of August. I gave you additional time to get a lawyer. I'm now here today. I have nothing from you. except that you didn't move out September 30th. So what I'm going to suggest to you is that you'll talk with counsel, figure out an exact date, prepare an order as to when you're going to move out.
We would agree to the time frame and plan to discuss that with her, and I have a order prepared, it just needs to be filled out.
You two can, there's a room out there, go figure it out, but I'm not going to have a trial on something I don't have. So it's going to be a move out date. Figure out what the move out date is. Thank you. I'll call you back up when you're ready. Court recalls case. Random.
Yeah, you know that's not going to happen. I do appreciate the super chat, but I'm not going to take an editing class. I do appreciate it, though. I need to take an editing class. I really do. But I'm taking law classes. Well, not law classes. I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't. It is Sunday. I watched a great Bengals game. I'm flying high right now. But I do need Michelle Moreland to show up to give me some happy juice with the Vikings, because I have a Vikings player tonight that needs to put up 15 points to beat KCC. So we need a little bit of Michelle, blessing the Vikings tonight. She's the only Vikings fan I know. If there's another Vikings fan out there, then I'll take you. But she's the only Vikings fan that I know of. I've got something else to say. I'll wait till the break.
Versus Raisin Sanders.
Your Honor, we have an agreement. Parties have agreed that the tenant will vacate the property with their personal possessions.
Yes. That's awesome. I love it. I don't even need to read it out loud. I just that was perfect. Thank you so much, MB.
No later than October 29th, 2024, and the tenant has until the end of the day on the 29th. And that's all it was said.
Is that a correct statement of your agreement?
On the 29th, I will be giving Chris a call, give the location of where the keys are for the property.
Okay, but you're agreeing to move out as of that day.
Yes.
All right. Court will find that there's no tribal issue after hearing, so I won't make it a consent. With the writ date of October, she has through the close of business, so I'll make the writ date October 30th, 2021, 24, excuse me. All right, and I will sign that judgment upon this presentation to me. All right, thank you.
All right. I've been debating for a long time whether or not just to delete that and just let it go, because nothing exciting happened. But I've been covering that case since she first came to court and said that her house or her apartment was broken into. It was an interesting case, but I wanted to just get it out of the way. A weekend's the best time to do that because, court doesn't really happen on weekends that much. So that was a good time to play it. So thank you guys for hanging through. I do have a lot of interesting stuff now that we got that out of the way. I'm looking for Michelle because she's a Vikings fan. I am currently losing to KCC, Kitchen Court Chats, in fantasy football. I am down by 10 points. So I need a certain player of the Vikings to score more than 10 points tonight in order for me to beat KCC. So that was that whole point. That's it. Also, for everybody that has messaged me about this person that is stealing my content, this is what I've told to my mods. This is what I've told to everyone that's messaged me. I don't care. At the end of the day, it doesn't do anything for them. It's not hurting me. They're taking old videos of mine, and the people that are watching them, at least most of the people that are watching them, know it's my content. At this point, it doesn't matter. Now, if this goes on for months and months and, they actually start making money off of me, it might change. But as of now, not even going to say the channel out loud. It doesn't matter. I don't want any attention brought to that channel. Let this bot channel do their thing. That's all I'm going to say about it. I do appreciate everyone that brought it to my attention, though. But that's all I'm going to say about it. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't. It's court content. We all share the same court content. It kind of sucks that my voice is on their channel, but I don't really care. I really don't. You guys are still here. You guys are still hanging out with me every single night. So I appreciate you guys. That's all I'm going to say about it. So let's move on. That's it. That's it. I'm not upset. Not going to throw a tantrum about it. Not going to report them. I honestly don't even care. You know, let the bot channel do the bot channel things. All right, let's move on now. Now that you guys know my take on that, let's go.
I don't know what he's talking about. I think he'll be here. I don't know what's gonna happen after that. On the record in state of Michigan versus Darcy Wildman, 2402938FY.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dale Coltrader on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney John Abbott, representing Mr. Wildman. He's standing to my left.
You are Darcy Wildman?
Yeah, well, wild man, not wild men.
Oh, it's probably my Midwest accent you're hearing.
Yeah, I understand. No, I understand.
Today is the date for your preliminary examination. I have a plea sheet that says Mr. Wildman is to plead guilty to count 2 trespass and count 1's to be dismissed. There's a caliber to no upfront jail. Is that a full statement of the offer?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Wildman, that is what you're being offered?
Yes, because I'll admit that I did cross the line. Oh, I'll admit it.
Are you interested in accepting the offer?
I said, yeah.
Okay, you're saying what you want to say, and I'm trying to do the plea proceeding, so I'm going to have to ask you some questions, okay?
Okay.
Trespassing is punishable by up to 30 days in jail and or $250 in fines plus court costs and possible probation. You understand those possible penalties?
Yes.
The Caliber agreement is no upfront jail. So that means if at the time of sentencing, I were going to send you to jail, I'd have to tell you that and you could withdraw your plea and go to trial instead on the original charges. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Some criminal convictions have other consequences. If you are a citizen, foreign travel may be restricted. If you're not a citizen, you may be removed from the country, excluded from admission to the country, or denied naturalization as a citizen. You have the right to have an attorney in this matter. The Public Defender's Office represents you, and today that's Mr. Abbott. You have the right to have a trial. That could be by jury. Did you have an opportunity to review and advise rights and plea information?
Yeah.
And did you sign this?
Yes.
Did you get the chance to ask Mr. Abbott all of your questions?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you proceed with pleading guilty today, you will give up each one of these rights? There will not be a trial of any kind.
Yeah.
If you were on probation, parole, or bond on the day this occurred, September 26th of 2024, and you plead guilty, you could be admitting a probation, parole, or bond violation. As a result of that, you could receive a consecutive sentence for your probation, parole, or bond violation. Are you ready to proceed with your plea?
Does that mean I'll be on parole? Oh,
No.
good. Okay.
No, I said if you were on probation, parole, or bond when this happened, and you plead guilty to a crime that you committed while you're on parole, you'd be admitting a parole violation, you see?
I understand.
Okay, are you ready to proceed with your plea now?
Yes.
Do you have other questions before we start?
Can I explain to you about the ban, what it was about, Kara?
So I'm going to ask you the factual basis first, what makes you guilty. So we're going to do that after I put you under oath, and then we can talk more after I get the factual basis for the plea, okay? Sirens out front. As always. All right, raise your right hand.
Right here.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony or
Jedi, they're coming for you. Hide, Jedi. I know you heard those sirens. You got to hide. I can't hide you here because I don't want to be charged with a crime, but hide underneath your steps. I'll let you know when the sirens go away and you can come out.
about to give will be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you put your hand down. Mr. Wildman, on September 26, 2024, were you at 420 South Grand Avenue? That's the CATA station?
Yes,
Is that in the city of Lansing, state of Michigan?
I would hope so.
I hope so too, but I have to ask venue.
I
And so what happened with the CATA station? You're not supposed to be there?
Well, I was getting frustrated because the guard misunderstood what I was saying that's why I was trying to explain to you about the band. The guard came by and asked me what bus am I catching, and my spine was hurting. I said, "Don't start." He said, "Excuse me," and then I said, "Don't." Did I stutter? He thought I said nigger.
Okay.
Stutter.
Okay, but let's go back to the part about the trespass, because I need a factual basis for trespass. So before this day, were you already banned from CATA?
No.
Okay, so you're there at CATA. He asked if you're a customer and if you're gonna ride a bus, you have an argument. Did there come a time where you were asked to leave the CATA station?
When I was banned, yeah,
Okay,
but when I wasn't.
okay, so tell me, I wanna know specifically on September 26th, which was what, like 3
okay,
weeks
that
ago.
day. Yes, I was banned.
Before that day or on that day?
I was already banned on that day.
Okay, so,
That's why I was coming back, try to talk to a cop or something, try to explain I shouldn't be banned.
so you knew you were banned and you went back there anyway?
Yeah, I was trying to get my rights. I tried to explain why am I banned when it was you did not understand what I was saying. I didn't say the N-word.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I was getting all the talk, it's probably how I was reacting. I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And I was so hostile or frustrated because why should I get banned for some misunderstanding?
Yeah.
You know, that's what kind of.
Okay, but the fact is, you went back there when you knew you were banned.
Yes, I will admit it.
Okay. And then the police were called?
The officer was already there.
Okay, and that's how you got this trespassing charge?
Yes, 'cause I jumped through the lane, he came back through the line of the CATA. There's the ground line, there's a city sidewalk, then there's a line through to go into CATA.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped through the line and then came back, and then they said, put your hands behind your back and everything.
But that was after you had already gone there to dispute the fact that you were banned.
You know, I already knew I was banned.
Right, and you'd already entered on the property because you wanted to go contest being banned.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, I'm just trying to find out because you're trying to plead to trespass, so I gotta ask you how you trespass.
I know. I'm just explaining that I jumped through the line and came through back.
Okay, well, that would just be silly if you literally said, this is the line and I'm just gonna hop over it and play games. But instead, what you told me before was you actually went there because you wanted to dispute the fact that you were
go
banned.
inside CATA? No, I didn't go in.
No, but you went on the property because you said you wanted to ask them why they banned you. And tell them that it was a mistake, right?
I was trying to talk to an officer.
Right, so when you went to do that, you went on CATA property?
John, like I said, I might have jumped through the line, came back. There's a line. It's hard to explain.
Mr. Abbott,
Thank you.
this might be the silliest trespass plea if that's his position on what he did.
You had been there for you'd been there a while before the police arrived, right? Before the police got there? Remember?
He just told me that the police were already there,
An officer
so
was already there.
I don't know if they keep a police
so-
officer at the CATA station due to the amount of criminal activity. They might always be a police officer there. I don't know.
So there was a time when you were having a conversation with the policeman there? Remember that?
Yeah.
And that lasted about 45 minutes or so?
Yeah, I kept trying to explain and everything, and they wouldn't listen, and I acted without thinking, and So like I said, jump through the line, came and jumped the back. There's a line, there's a city sidewalk, then there's a line you go across and go, then you're on cattle property.
Yeah. And that was it, that you'd been arguing with the police whether you could cross that line, and then you did cross the line, right?
Yes.
That was it. That's why he got arrested. He did literally hop across the line and then hop back. I've watched it on video. I can
Mhm.
show it to you.
Yeah, it's probably a better factual basis for count one, but I can accept it for count two if the council.
What would you guys do if you were in the judge's position right here? Not just the judge, the prosecutor, the defense attorney. What would you guys do? There's a lot I want to say that I'm not going to because I don't touch mental health anymore. Whenever I comment on it, I get a list of people yelling at me because I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't. So I don't touch it. Trespassing because he walked up to a bus station, he wasn't supposed to be there. Now, I understand that. Not arguing that. But at the end of the day, this is, I don't know. What would you guys do?
So not have that acceptable to you.
It is, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Wildman, did anyone make any promises or threats to you other than this plea agreement to get you to plead guilty here today?
No, nobody's hurting me.
How are you pleading guilty of your own free choice?
I'm pleading guilty because I'm admitting I did it.
I know. Is that your decision, your own free choice?
Yes, I will admit it.
Okay. Then to charge and count two, trespass, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Find your-
I'll admit it, I'm guilty because I gave across the line.
I find your guilty plea to be knowingly, voluntarily, accurately made with sufficient facts on the record upon which to base the plea, therefore accept.
Yeah, you're right, MB. You're right. I'm just used to reading comments telling me how wrong I am when I talk anything about mental health. So I try to avoid it at all costs. But that's just on my channel. But you're absolutely right. At least by me being incorrect with my idea, theory, assumption, at least it starts a conversation, right? So no, MB, you're absolutely right. Okay, that being said, I don't think this guy should be charged with a crime. I think there should be, some kind of resources put his way for mental health. Why are we charging him with trespassing? You're going to put him on probation that he's not going to follow. There's no way he can follow because he's homeless. What's the point of that? I understand that it's what the court does. You were told not to go back here. You have a trespassing order, and you're not allowed to go back to this location. He went back, and he's in trouble for it. Yeah. Instead of throwing him in jail or bringing him to court and wasting resources, how about we solve that problem? Why is he going back to this bus station? It sounded like he just wanted to go to sit on the bench is how he started this conversation. Really? Is he just looking for a place to sit and that's why he goes to the bus station? These are my questions. This is why I don't talk about it, because I don't know the answers, but sometimes court frustrates me.
Accepted. I'll dismiss count one. I'm sort of at a loss of what to do with Mr. Wildman. I don't think he's a good candidate for probation. You don't want him to go to jail. He has no money. So I think what I want to do is delay sentencing like 60 days. And if Mr. Wildman stays out of trouble, probably just close the file with time served. If he gets himself arrested again, I'm probably going to sentence him to jail. So delay
I
sentencing.
do have money. And
Yeah,
I do have money. I get disability.
yeah, that's not much money, is it?
No, it's not, 935.
Exactly.
Which
It's
it
like
goes up every year, so I can imagine how much it'll be next year.
2.5% is the increase for next year. It was in the paper. People are upset about that. Okay, delayed sentence under 771.1 of 60 days. What's the date? December 16, 8:30.
All right, while this case finishes up, if you want to see me really pissed off, wait till the last clip. The last clip is in the same city. This is Lansing, Michigan. And I've got a huge bone to pick at the end of this video. And you guys are going to see it. Some of you are going to agree, some of you are going to disagree. It's just going to be the nature of it. But I am not happy at all with how the last case ended. And I love the judge on the last case. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because it's the same court. Okay, let's finish this one.
We're going to print it for you in just a second. And the order of your delayed sentences, you shall not violate any criminal laws, okay?
Okay.
60 days. I don't want to see you here because you've been arrested for doing something similar. Keep up on your appointments and things. Have you been going to CMH?
Last time I went, they told me I was too high function for the program. I don't know why.
So they have lots of different services, and some of them, maybe you weren't in the right one. If you go to Access, they should be able to assess you and determine which program is most appropriate for you.
Cause I used to be in CMH.
Yeah.
I used to have a caseworker.
Yeah,
Would he die?
you miss a lot of appointments. Sometimes they close you out and then you have to start over again and like re-enroll.
I just didn't understand when they said I was too high function.
Well,
I don't.
maybe for that, but maybe something else would be more appropriate. You said you're sort of struggling, like you get frustrated. You said it's because of your ADHD. So,
Well, sleeping outside in the winter is not helping.
Well, you said you have money from your social security and you gave an address. You're not, I think you gave the address for Jim Ho though. You're not using your money to find a place?
Well, here's about it's one of the main issues.
Have you tried putting yourself on a list for a Section 8 voucher or anything?
I don't know how to do all that.
Okay.
I don't have a phone.
Okay, so I'm going to encourage you again to go to CMH to Access because they do actually help people sort through some of those things. They can help you access services, and some of them are accessing housing services.
Or I can get him, put him in touch with our social worker and they can help him with those steps.
Okay. Darcy, stay out of trouble for 60 days and we'll see how you're doing. Okay. You got your court notice there. If you forget when you're supposed to be back, or you lose that, you can always contact the public defender, or you can come by here and we'll give you a new notice.
Okay.
We don't want you to miss court. We don't want you to get in trouble. We want you to stay out of trouble. You have any questions? Okay, all right, then you're all set for today.
I just hope people, like I said, even Kelly downtown party store, even knows how people outside and trying to take advantage of it. Try to take my kindness for a weakness, like I'll work with you, and just use me for my money and everything, and try to take advantage.
Well, if you know that, then you gotta be a little bit smarter than them, right? Don't let them. Walk away.
Oh, I didn't know it at first.
Okay,
Back then, when I was younger, I had a commercial guardian and everything.
yeah,
I didn't understand it back then. From being outside and struggling, I see it now.
Darcy, you should go to CMH, see if they can help you with some of the housing and stuff. Okay,
Try to go back again.
okay,
Like I said, last time I didn't understand how they said I'm too high function for the programs. I didn't. Okay, I thought they meant okay. Obviously, I can't come back.
no, that's not true, you can go back and ask them. Okay. Okay, have a good day.
God bless.
Bye.
Okay. So this is my biggest issue with that case. And it's my biggest issue with all homelessness when it comes to trespassing. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna use Lone Wolf just because he's in the chat. If Lone Wolf and I showed up at a public bus station and just started beating the crap out of each other, just started punching the crap out of each other, mutual combat, he hit me, I hit him, there's no aggressor, the police show up, they charge us both with whatever crimes they're going to charge us with. They're not going to trespass us from the bus station unless we destroyed property. We created a bigger nuisance to that area than someone just sitting on the bench. And I understand it's a bad look. I understand that. But there has to be something else besides just throwing people into the judicial system. Because they're sitting on a bench, sleeping on a bench. There has to be a better solution. I don't have it. I really don't. I just hate the fact that this guy was in court today. He showed up. So he's apparently aware of what's going on. He showed up to court. A lot of homeless people don't show up to court. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why are we throwing these people in jail for trespassing because they're homeless? That doesn't make sense to me. There has to be a better solution. And I understand it. I understand it on both sides. So if anyone wants to attack me about how bad it looks and how I don't want to have homeless people living out, in a tent outside in my parking lot, I understand both sides of it. There just has to be something that can happen that we just don't throw them through the judicial system for no reason. Because he just said, you're sitting on a bench. He jumped over the line and came back. It sounded like he was having fun with it, to be honest. Okay, let's move on. I've spoken way too much about this. All right, let's move on. Please give me
Cheyenne,
something
can
fun.
you create a
Okay. This was not the best clip to come back off of that little rant, but we have a guy who was scammed who's in court. Yeah, tonight I guess we're just going to be depressing all night long. Yeah, welcome to the show.
breakout room again for me? When I switch devices, I think it
Real quick, I'm gonna try you real quick and then I'll send you into the breakout room.
sounds good. Thanks.
And Your Honor, in mine you called Cunningham. It's Christopher Gunnels.
Gunnels, yes, I just saw that. Christopher, come on up.
You need the cause number again, Your Honor?
No, sir, I got it. I'm gonna go ahead and actually log into the case right now.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know what point you're telling me I'm all wrong on, and that's fine. I could be all wrong on all points, but the point that I am correct on is if you and I got into a fight in a public park, you and I I used you as the example. We fisticuffed, we both, gave each other black eyes. We both knocked out a tooth on each other. We both got arrested for battery. We wouldn't be trespassed from the public park. That would be the last thing that would happen. That's my point. We'd be charged with A, B, C, D, whatever the police wanted to charge us with. If it was a public park, though, they would not use the territory as the place to keep us from. They would charge us because it had nothing to do with the territory. That is my issue, Lobo.
All right, let me get to the case.
You can scan it, but and Midland. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, I think
All right, Mr. Christopher, we're gonna go ahead and proceed forward.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek into my background. I know that's not true. I've gotten to a fight in a public park, and I wasn't trespassed from the park. The guy that I got into a fight with, we were both charged with simple assault, and that was it. No trespass whatsoever. Neither one of us had attorneys. That was it. That's why I'm saying this. So, anyways, I'm gonna drop this I'm gonna drop this for the rest of the night. Lone Wolf and I, we can have a conversation outside of this, but yeah, it's just how I feel. I don't agree with using property or public area to trespass someone for sitting on a bench. Now, if he's sleeping on a bench, like, we can go down that road. Yes, it becomes a public nuisance, but at the same time, there has to be a better solution than put him in handcuffs and take him to jail. That's what I'm saying. Wake him up, kick him off the bench, tell him to go down the road. They're just going to sleep on a bench down the road. Like, what is the solution? There has to be a solution. There has to be. We are smart enough people these days where we can find a solution. That's all I'm saying. We can find a solution that's not putting him in front of a judge. That is my point. Now we're going to watch this case. This case is all about this dude being scammed, and we're going to change subjects for the rest of the evening. We're not talking about this anymore.
Forward with trial, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Christopher, before we get started and before Mr. Adoku go ahead and get started with his case and everything, I want to ask you one question though, real quick. Are you denying the debt that you applied for this card and that this debt is not yours at all? I have no idea what you're talking about. It wasn't me. Or is it, yes, I did do the debt, I just can't pay him back in the form that he wants me to get the payment plan?
Both is none of the above. I can explain to you.
Okay, go ahead real quick.
Okay, the debt is mine, correct?
Okay.
It's with Fingerhut. So
okay.
Fingerhut went out of business, but I have documents. I have it's a insurance called Safeline. I paid $9 a month up to current. So when the pandemic happened, my job went to fail. I'm a truck driver, so my job went to with the S, and everything else, as you know, went to the whole economy went down. Couldn't pull no loads for a whole year. So I just gave the officer the document I had filed for Safeline to kick in my insurance in case you lose a job, case this, that, and the other, and he has the document. So
okay.
The request got mailed back to me. I sent all my documents in, everything that they asked for, and then there's a number on here. There's a request number on here, a case number from Safeline that I have that. So there's no way I couldn't get that paper if it wasn't coming from Safeline. So I did put in my insurance for that happening, just in case you lose your job. So a year and a half later, here comes Midland with the harassment as a call saying I owe the debt. I don't owe the debt, and I let them know. And then the first court appearance that you told me, you said email these documents to Midland and to the court. I CC'd you and the court. I CC you and Midland the same documents through the email with you. I did everything that as soon as I left here, I did everything that you asked me to do. I know you're dealing with a whole lot of people, so you probably don't remember. But
no, I remember.
Okay, your lady over there, she gave me the exact email for here and Midland to do everything I was supposed to do. No response back from Midland, and then on top of that, Fingerhut went bankruptcy. So I best believe that they cashed out on insurance because just in case anybody, and they went bankrupt. So there's no way I can get in contact with Midland. I'm in a Safeline or Fingerhut. So I'm a truck driver still. I'm left in the dark. So this is where that kicks in at, where I have documents that I paid $9 a month for. I had a
okay, good. Hold on. Mr. Christopher, let me ask you this. I understand that you paid $9 a month, right, but you also got to understand, do you have proof that Safeline or whatever company you paid the $9 to, do you have proof that they paid your debt off, or was it a scam?
This is where the whole cloud come from, because obviously it got to be a scam because I'm paying $9 a month through Fingerhut. So I don't know if it was if it was the same department or it's the same building in one department handled, because they sold me the insurance. So like I said, I kicked in my request for this situation when I start falling on the Fingerhut situation side.
Okay, so let's just say it was a scam. Okay, let's just say it was a scam and they didn't pay anything off. Hence is why counsel's here on behalf of the debt. If they didn't pay anything off, then your problem is with Safeline or whatever company you started this $9 program. It is not with the attorney here at court. The attorney here at court is representing Finger Hut, or not necessarily Finger Hut, but the debt that they have bought from Finger Hut.
Right.
It's not his problem whether you got scammed or not. I mean, and I don't mean to put that like that ugly, but at the end of the day, if his account was not paid by you or any other outside entity, guess what? The responsibility always falls back on you because you're the initial account holder. So if you don't have any proof that Safeline or Safelight, whatever name of that company is, that they paid your debt off, then I have to proceed forward because you've already admitted that the debt is yours. The only discrepancy is you paid a third-party company to take care of that debt. Whether that third-party company did or did not, your beef is with them, not with the attorney here in record, because at the end of the day, he never received any money. Is that correct?
I don't understand
Okay, what don't you understand?
everything you just said, because their beef was with me. Best believe that they bought that loan from Fingerhut or from Safeline for pennies on the dollar. We dealing with, and then on top of that, we dealing with.
I understand that, but that is beyond our realm, sir, of what they bought that debt for. If you have an issue with how that's being bought, you can take that up with the legislature.
And then I found out that we're dealing with people that.
All right. This guy. I'm not gonna say he got scammed, but he kind of got scammed. He low-key got scammed. He bought into one of those really low deal insurance policies. We've seen them all. We've seen them. Everyone's seen a commercial. You give us $8 a month, we'll take care of all the upkeep on your car. You know, if something goes wrong, we'll take care of it. Just $8 a month. These things were really big about 2, 3, 4 years ago, and then they just disappeared because they didn't work. There wasn't enough people to buy into it to actually create that. And this guy bought into it, and he tried to actually make a claim from it. And here's what the bad end of it is. The company went bankrupt. He already said it on the record. They're not responding to my calls. They went bankrupt. I paid all this money into this company. They owe the money, not me. Now, this guy's right, but that company no longer exists. So your money's gone, man. So this is where is it a scam? Yeah, it kind of is. But, you know, it was a business idea that you essentially put money into that didn't get off its feet and it went out of business because, yeah, you can't just start up a random insurance idea and just hope it works. That's what happened to all these companies. That's why they're not around anymore. So it sucks, but it happened.
They did go bankruptcy. Then we're dealing with, that's the reason why they didn't contact me back. We're dealing with people outside this country. I didn't even know that these people was outside the country that we're dealing with.
Okay, again, that's out of my control. I can't tell you who they employ.
Well, Your Honor, it's out of my control. Where you want me to go up there and then go somewhere trying to find somebody to make sure they pay the debt if they don't answer the phone and this and the other? They granted me the packet to send everything in. I would never got this paperwork from Safeline if they didn't. So I don't know what's going on.
So tell me where Safeline has made payments to Fingerhut for you. Do you have any proof that you paid Safeline and that Safeline has made any payments like they were supposed to?
I have proof that I paid Safeline, and then
you have proof that Safeline paid them.
This is where the cloud come from. What do you want me? I don't know what Midland or you want me to do. You want me to go out the country and go find somebody who I don't even know?
I don't want you to do anything. I'm here in court. It's your responsibility. It's your debt. So give me 1 minute. Let me see what counsel has to say. Go ahead, counsel.
I agree to none of that.
Your Honor, I did try to have a settlement talk with the defendant. We weren't able to come to an agreement. I have to agree with what was previously presented. We both agree that it is his debt, and I don't show any record of any third party paying off that debt, unfortunately. So
Do you
Have
have
you
record
ever
that the
heard
third,
of
do you have
Safe
record of me paying the third party? You have record of me paying the third party? Sir, do you have record of me paying the third party?
I don't. I was trying to explain to you everything in our breakout room, and kind of going in circles. I don't show any records of a safe line. I don't know who that entity is. I'm just showing that this was a bad debt. Again, we agree it was with Fingerhut. It was purchased by Midland, Your Honor. I'm doing assignment, and still showing that the balance out due being $3,466.75.
All right, I actually looked up Fingerhut when I was listening to this. I just quickly, I don't know, I don't remember what I found. This case is now maybe 2 weeks old, but I remember looking it up, and they were still accepting money. I'm gonna say that they were still accepting money. It was still open. Their website was still open. Whether or not they actually are out of business, I have no idea. So there's something weird going on right now. Because, like I said, they're still accepting money. Just saying.
All right, Mr. Christopher, you can respond, but I'm going to need some proof that somebody paid this debt, because ultimately it's up to you to pay it. So if you can't prove that this debt was paid, then the responsibility goes back on you and the judgment will be rendered.
There's a bill here that there's a bill here that he should have knowledge that I paid $9 a month for Safeline. It's showing right here.
Okay,
So
again,
so if Midland bought a bad debt from somebody, then they went bankruptcy, and then it's back on it's back on the customer.
yes, sir. The customer ultimately signed the contract, charged the account, and never paid it. You admit that it is your debt. You also admit that no payment has been made because you fell on hard times. You also admit that you hired a third-party company to take care of it. Guess what? You brought the third company into the equation. It is your responsibility to make sure the third party pays for it. Because if they don't, guess what? The responsibility falls back on you, which is the initial account holder.
Again, I understand what you're saying, Yana, but how am I supposed to contact third party if they are outside the country and they probably went bankruptcy right along with Fingerhut? So
Okay.
this cloud that I'm paying.
Probably you don't even know if they've gone bankruptcy. This is all speculation. Probably. I don't know. Probably. Have you
Yes,
contacted an attorney?
If I'm in, if
this guy's trying, and I understand what I think we all understand the argument that he's making. But what sucks is it's not going to work. It's just not going to. He put himself in this position. He chose a company that didn't come through. He's still responsible for the debt. The third-party company didn't buy his debt. It's not like he owes the third company. Yeah. Okay, let's just play. When I start talking in circles, that means we just play.
If I'm in debt and struggling with kids and this and the other, contact the attorney. What makes you? Why would I want to give my money to an attorney to something that had made sense to me? And I'm saying it had made sense to me. I'm not saying it.
Look at how that's working out for you. It made sense to you. It's not making sense to the court, so that's not getting you anywhere. Okay, and as far as an attorney's concerned, we have legal aid out there as well. That's free legal services, so it doesn't take any money of yours. So there are ways around to get an attorney. So again, Mr. Christopher, if you don't have any proof that this account was paid by yourself or SafeLight, I have to proceed forward, and I will proceed forward. So my last question to you again is, do you have any paperwork proving that SafeLight, yourself, or any other entity paid off this debt?
I can reach out to Safeline. You might have to reschedule.
You got a 30-day reset, and that's it, because you've had time already. All right, Mr. Adoku, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 30-day reset to see what he can find out with Safe Life. At that point, if he comes back with nothing from Safe Life, I will proceed forward with the judgment.
Thank you, Your Honor. And again,
Yeah, that guy's not going to come back with anything. Again, I don't know if he was scammed. I'm still gonna stick with my previous statement where he paid for a service that was too good to be true, and so many people tried to claim. So many people put a claim into those services or whatever he was doing, and they went out of business. I'm not going to say instantly that it was a scam. I'm not going to open myself up for a defamation lawsuit. No, not going to do that. But yeah, probably a scam. Probably a scam. Cheshire Cat, thank you so much for the super chat. I know you all passing my teeth around. Why are we passing your teeth around? You guys are talking about teeth a lot tonight. I have no idea. Thank you so much for that, though. Also, Sparkle Poots, thank you so much for your PayPal. I do appreciate that, Sparkle Poots. I'm glad we're on the same page. I don't want to bring it back up. I'm not going to read what you said, but I am so happy. At least someone's on the same page with me. It's an issue that I don't like talking about because I don't have a solution. I don't like complaining about something when I don't have a solution. But sometimes, my mouth just gets me in trouble. All right. Let's move on. What do we got next? What do we have next?
Yeah.
This is the one that makes me mad. This makes me so mad, and I love Judge Simmons. Judge Simmons is awesome. I'm gonna let this play out. It's only, I think the whole thing I think the entire clip is 7 or 8 minutes long. And I'm going to let this whole clip play, and then I'm going to ask you guys why you think that I'm upset about it. Because I think you guys are going to pick up on it as well.
She was on Zoom too, and then I think we had her respond to logging and tell her she was on board.
Okay, sounds good. I've not seen Miss Donnelly. Are we supposed to do something with McDermott?
I'm trying to figure out the issues that I have with McDermott now, Your Honor. I subpoenaed multiple officers with the intent to run the unlawful imprisonment case victimless. I know there are no case as well. I subpoenaed the officers on that. Officer Pulver just advised me that apparently he didn't get a subpoena, even though I show that he has one sent to him, but he's on his way up north for a training, so he's unavailable. And if I could step out for a moment, I might be able to get the other officers that I was planning to run victimless with them down here, or at least see where they're at, but I sent them an email and they haven't responded.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I represent Mr. McDermott on the unlawful imprisonment case. I will be filling in for Ms. Donnelly on the R&O case. She
Okay.
is currently in trial.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's see. We'll give him opportunity to see what's going on with that. I was just gonna ask about Alyssa Stead, but she's logging into my Zoom room, and that's not good for her. That's what I hear, but apparently. Miss Stead?
Yeah, hello. Yes, hello. Sorry. I don't know what's been going on my phone.
I don't know what's going on your phone either, and I really don't care because I shouldn't see you by a phone. You're supposed to be here in person.
And I didn't get informed of that. I'm sorry. I didn't get a paper for that. I didn't know. I was unaware of that.
Oh, okay, well, then you'll get a benchmark because you got a paper for it.
I did not get a paper for it.
Yeah, you did.
I truly did not.
Yeah, you
It was
truly
told
did.
to me that my two.
I have a copy of it. I have a copy of it in the file. We don't do a single preliminary examination in this court over Zoom. Every single preliminary examination is in person.
Okay, my personal defender, my public defender did not even tell me that. I swear she didn't. I did not. I was not aware of this.
The paperwork we gave you did tell you that, and lucky you, I arranged you. I always say it.
I got the blue paper that said that those were the Zoom, that it was
That's for your
acceptable
probable
to-
cause conference. I say you can appear by probable cause conference via Zoom. Your preliminary examination is in person. You need to get here or you're getting a bench warrant with a remand, meaning you will not be getting a bond until I decide that you get a bond.
So how long do I have to get there?
You were supposed to be here at 9 a.m. You're already an hour late.
I understand that. So how long do I have to get there?
This is not the first time you were told today that you were supposed to be here.
Yeah, and she
Someone
told me
already-
she was gonna contact me and tell me if whether the Zoom was okay or not.
No, my court staff told you to be here.
She told me she was gonna call me back and tell me.
I don't, ma'am, you get here in the next 20 minutes or I'm issuing a bench warrant.
Okay, great.
Good timing.
Ms. Stid, it says she was waiting for you to call her back to tell her if she could appear via Zoom. I told her she should be here in 20 minutes or else I'm issuing a bench warrant with the remand.
She wanted me to ask if she could appear by Zoom.
I can imagine. No worries. We don't do preliminary examinations via Zoom.
Oh God, give her more time. She lives in.
I told her I'd give her 20 minutes. My record says she lives in Mason. I arraigned her. She gave me an address in Mason. Okay, let's see. Mr. Miller, the people.
All right. She did show up in person. It wasn't within 20 minutes. This was about 45 minutes later. It was not right away, but she did show up in person. Judge Simmons did see her. This is now, I told you guys, let me know why you think I'm upset about this. Again, I love Judge Simmons. She's an awesome judge. This doesn't make sense to me. Let me know if you guys understand why. Let's go.
Of the state of Michigan versus Alyssa Stid in 24-02549. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case number carrying appearing on behalf of the people.
Today's date that's scheduled for a preliminary examination. Are we running this today?
Having a waiver.
We would waive this exam. The people would waive their exam unconditionally as well.
That's what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, you understand that you have the right to have a preliminary examination here in the district court?
Yes,
You
sorry.
understand the purpose of the exam?
Yes.
You have the right to have the prosecution put forth evidence at the district court level to establish that they have sufficient probable cause
Yes.
to charge you with the crime and probable cause sufficient that the crime was even committed. You understand that?
Yes.
And you wish to unconditionally waive your right to an exam today?
Yes.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive your exam?
No.
Any promises being made?
No.
Okay. I see there was an offer that was extended. Is that offer going to carry over to circuit court?
I have no issue with that, Your Honor. I wasn't told to just leave it in district. That offer can stay open.
Okay.
May I?
Thank you. Are you waiver to be freely involuntarily given? Your bind over date's gonna be October 30th. That's the date the circuit court's gonna get the file from the district court, not the date that you need to appear in court, okay?
Can you repeat that last part?
Yes, your case will be bound over to the circuit court on October 30th. So that means that they're going to get the file from this court on the 30th. You do not have to appear in circuit court on the 30th, okay? Your next court date is going to be a pre-trial, okay? Are you okay, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, it's gonna be a pre-trial and your attorney will be made aware of that date. What is your address?
1685 Stillman Road, Mason,
And your phone number?
517-275-1457.
And
1457.
it's your responsibility to update the court if your number changes or if your address changes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's see, bond was set at 2,500 personal recognizance that will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
I think for the people, thank you.
Let me for the defense, thank you.
You're all set.
Thank you.
All right, what do you guys think? Besides the fact that I just accidentally left her information in there that I'm going to have to go back and edit out, which I will, but what do you guys think? What made me upset there? She waived her right to a prelim. Her attorney knew that she was doing that. The prosecution knew that she was doing that. That was all pre-planned. Why didn't her attorney speak up and just say, hey, it's a waiver? Why? I feel like that was a big show. Yes, if you're actually holding a prelim, that needs to be done in person. I understand. But why have Zoom and allow Zoom if you're not going to use it for these 5-minute hearings? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. You waiving your prelim you should be able to do that over Zoom. There's no reason she had to drive into person in there for a 5-minute hearing under threat of contempt too. Now she was ordered to be there in person. She should have been there in person. So she never should have decided to Zoom in the first place. That should never have happened. But once she was in Zoom, I would have just let it. I don't know how you just don't let it go. It would be like her attorney should have said, "We're waiving. Does she need to come in? We're waiving." And then it would have been on the judge being like, "Oh, am I going to be this asshole?" But no, it wasn't brought up until she came in. That's why I'm mad. If you're going to use Zoom, use Zoom. There's a reason it's there. Okay, let's move on. You can see that I'm getting. I don't know why. I feel like I'm frustrated tonight. I feel like I'm mad at everything. And the Bengals won. And I feel like I'm just nitpicking. I'm not a nitpicker. Okay. I thought that was the last case, but apparently we got one more. What do we got? All right. I do not remember what this is, so we're gonna have fun with this one together. But this is the last case of the night. It's about 10 minutes long, so let's go.
Someone from Savin Pond Apartments present.
Yeah, Jeremy Wood.
Okay, so you're the defendant in the case. How about, do we have anyone for the plaintiff? She's trying to get unmuted, looks like. Let's see if I can help with that.
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Zenner is here on behalf of Savin Pond Apartments. You're the owner, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that is file 8900 of 2024. I believe this is the first hearing in this matter, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Zenner, did you hear all of the rights that were read to you?
I'm the landlord.
Yeah, some of those rights apply to the landlord as well.
Okay. Yes. I've listened.
Oh, okay, and you understood those, you don't have any questions?
No.
Okay, and Mr. Wood, did you hear all the rights that were read to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about those?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so has there been any resolution of the case? Ms. Zenner?
No, but Mr. Wood has said he's moving out. So I was trying to break out so we could discuss that, but he wanted to move forward. So I would just want to adjourn until he's out. But that's up to him.
Okay. So Mr. Wood, is that correct? You intend to move out?
I'm trying to comply with their demands, yes. Unfortunately, there was a family accident. I couldn't be as involved as I needed to be to get the last of the few things that remain in their property. I've tried to get my stuff out for the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, it's busy. I'd also state, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd also state that paragraph 2 of the lease states that I did pay my last month's rent in advance. I paid a security deposit in advance. I paid my first month's rent in advance. I also paid a $200 cleaning fee. I am being now sued for $2,600. I do not owe $2,600. Not at all. I have a text message from her partner that states that you can use some of the security deposit towards this stayover, which wasn't actually going to be a stayover, as I thought we're going to continue on a month-to-month basis. However, I kept getting demands stating that I owed money that I did not owe. Obviously, the untimely event of them filing this paperwork has now made it difficult for me to probably move forward on what my plans were. I have stayed in a hotel this weekend, and I'll continue to stay in a hotel until I can get the last of my stuff out of there and hopefully resolve this so I can prove to the other person I need to rent from that I did not pay. And I certainly don't want to pay 18% on $2,600 that I do not feel I owe. I have all the records, though they never provide a receipt.
So hang on just a second. Ms. Zenner, is that correct? You took first rent's deposit when you took the security deposit. Is it possible Mr. Wood is correct that he owes less than the $2,600 claimed?
Okay, so if you take the last month's rent, he is still in the apartment in October. So this becomes last month's rent. So he hasn't paid September's rent.
I didn't need to pay September's rent. I paid August's rent, last month being September. Before you could even do anything,
hang on,
I'm getting demand after demand.
Mr. Wood?
Yeah.
Hang on just a second, okay? I wasn't there, so
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just trying to figure things out. And it helps if I can get both parties' position and see if we can work things out here. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but so which months are you saying he hasn't paid, Ms. Zenner? September and October, correct?
Correct.
But
But
he's claiming that he put a first month's rent down when he paid the security deposit. Okay, Mr. Proper, or what it says, Emeritus Properties. Please mute yourself until you're called. Okay, Ms. Zenner.
Okay.
So is he correct? He's already got one extra month paid, or is that incorrect?
last month's rent, and he's still in the apartment in October. So this is the last month's rent. So therefore, he hasn't paid September's.
And what is the amount of the rent again?
$1,300.
It's actually $1,200, according to the lease.
That expired, and you agreed to pay $1,300 a month.
Yeah, and then you filed nothing but sent me demands over and over and over stating that I owed money that I did not owe.
You never told us you were leaving.
Okay, all right. So I kind of feel left out of the conversation here. It's obvious this is not going to get resolved this morning. Ms. Zenner, you're asking for a 2-week adjournment.
Correct.
And Mr. Wood, I think that's what we're going to do. And we're going to schedule this for a hearing at that time. And we'll take testimony, and you can present any documents you have, canceled checks, that sort of thing, to prove how much rent is owed. If you are out of the apartment, it might make things a little bit simpler.
as Ms. Zenner suggested, in terms of knowing the exact date that you've moved out. You said you're in an apartment, correct? Or I'm sorry, a rental, hotel room?
I am now because they demand I be out. I had my stuff out before
Okay.
Monday, or be out of there
So-
before Monday. So I did what they told me to do. I've been doing what they asked me
Problem
to
is,
do.
you have some possessions in the apartment, so they can't rent it, furnishings and that sort of thing.
I'll try to have it out of there today. Unfortunately, it's not very easy. Just lost an hour of my day.
Okay. All right, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll come back at, you wanna say 4 o'clock on the 4th?
If that's what you want to do.
Okay, November 4th at 4 o'clock.
Hey, that's tomorrow. These guys seem like a lot of fun. 4 o'clock tomorrow. All right. I just added that to my list. We're going to get a follow-up tomorrow. Like I said, I don't remember why I had this video saved, but it was saved. So I put it in the video tonight. And yeah, there's a little bit of drama. Nothing really exciting, but a little bit of drama. All right. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. I've been looking at who I can rate. There is nobody live right now that's on my list to be able to jump to. I just refreshed. I'm checking one more time. Yeah, I got nothing. The only person on my list is Lone Wolf tomorrow night. That's it. That is it. So I'm not going to raid Lone Wolf for his video tomorrow night. So you guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Sparkle Boots, thank you so much for the PayPal. I appreciate it. MB, Cheshire Cat, and Johnny May, thank you guys so much for the super chats. You guys are awesome. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. It's been a great week. It was a great, fantastic week. Hopefully we can duplicate that this week. I hope you guys have the same awesome week that I had this past week that I'm hoping to have this next week. Yeah. Tomorrow night is Members Monday, so that's happening. I mean, I want to stop giving away my calendar, but Eric Martin's supposed to be in front of Judge Slavin tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. We'll see if these people show up. We just heard that they're showing up tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, no idea. I jinx it every time I say it out loud. So, but you guys are awesome. Hopefully we have an Eric Martin update tomorrow. Hopefully we have an update to this. And hopefully you guys have an amazing week. I will see you guys either tomorrow night or Tuesday night. You guys are awesome. Mods, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Michelle, prayers to you, Michelle. Hopefully you can give some prayers to your tight end. I need 10 points. He's got 2 right now. I need 10 total to beat KCC. I need 10. He's got 2. All right. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until next time. Bye.
Okay.
And again, you need to both be prepared to present any evidence you have about what you believe is the correct amount of rent owed and any other issues affecting the amount of the judgment in this case. Okay?
Okay.
I am going to encourage the two of you to set any upset aside and try to talk to each other, because I think if you could have a discussion, you'd probably and sit down and look at the lease agreement and talk about past discussions and so forth, you'd probably be able to work most of this out. But that's up to you. Otherwise, I'll make a decision and you may not agree with that. So anyhow, we'll be back on November 4th at 4 p.m. Anything else for you this morning, Mr. Wood?
No, sir.
Or for you, Ms. Zenner?
No.
Okay, feel free to sign off at this time.
Okay.